Good day, lads. It's your girl, the girl without her light on. Yeah. That's me. Hi. Hi, Lily. It's my girl. That's my girl. Look at her. Oh my god. Hi. Lily, I did it. Hi, house. Guys, I did it. Lily, I did it. I'm so proud of myself. It only took a whole week to get there, but we did it. Okay. So guys, this was the plan. I need to turn the sound of the game back on before I forget. You did. I'm so proud. Of course you did. Okay, so literally, the guy. Okay. Oh my god. He's so pretty, guys. I was so nervous. Okay, so here's what happened. Okay, I'm gonna have to retell this whenever Lily gets home, but that's fine. Okay, so we had okay, I'm trying to what was the order of events? I told my co-worker my plan. Okay, I was like, Kaya, you need to understand, this is what's happening. I have a plan, we need to stick to this plan, and God bless her, she was my saving grace. She swooped in, saved me last second. It was great. Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, the guy walked up. I was taking orders at the time. By the way, he usually comes around at like between like 10:30 and maybe like 11, like 11:15. He rocked up at like 10:15, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing here? Like, not literally, but I guess what I'm saying is it caught me a little off guard. Anyway, so I took his order and I was like, hey, how was your weekend? And he brought up that he went to have, what the hell is it called? Yum cha for the start of the Chinese New Year, and I was like, nice, very cool. Never heard of it. You know, in typical me, I don't know anything. Anyway, but his reply kind of threw me off because I was sitting there like, yum cha, like sitting there like, how would I spell this to Google it later? Like, that was definitely the thought I was having. Anyway, so then, we went, I was distracted. I wasn't able to like keep asking questions, so I had to kind of like walk off and was like delivering more coffees. I came back and God bless Kaya. God bless her. She was like, I'll run those coffees and you can make the next coffee. And I was like, yes, okay, the plan. Anyways, I was sitting there, I was making his coffee, and I'm like, all right, Hannah, don't chicken out right now, because literally my another coworker the other day, he was like, it was really funny. He was like really like nihilistic. Like, you only live once, you know, and at the end of the day, we're all just on a spinning rock, and you know, like, no one gets out of it alive. Which was the most like pessimistic shit to ever hear in my life. Anyway, it was just really funny to me. Anyway, so I'm like sitting there, I'm like spinning the coffee, and I'm like, yeah, you know, my co-worker's right, he's right, you know, like, I only live once, I gotta do this. Year of the horse, guys, okay? Start of the year of the horse, we are fucking doing this, okay? And then, I asked, I was like, hey, did you do anything on Valentine's Day? And he was like, no. Which I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping that means, like, well, I'm assuming that means obviously he is obviously not in a relationship, but it's almost like he's probably like super busy, that in his brain it's like, I don't have the time for a relationship. That's how I took that response, which is fine, okay? I'm allowed to sneak in between the cracks, okay? That's what my job is as a coffee maker. You literally just pour it and seeps between all the cracks. All right, anyway. So, but then he said back, what about you? Which could have been him being polite, could have been him sussing me back, hopefully, maybe, we'll see, okay? And he, but I mean, like, you wouldn't say that unless you were possibly interested, right? Like, I don't know about you, if someone asked me if I, and you weren't interested, you'd be like, oh yeah, it was okay. And then you would just, like, not say anything. If you're interested, you'd, like, you know what I mean? I think this is a good thing. Okay, MVP assist. I know, right? Oh, God bless her. Okay. Anyway, so I literally mimicked him, and I was like, no. I was like, well, I did spend time with my sister. She, you know, got me to the pool for the first time in ages, so that was good. And that was the whole conversation. And I turned back around to Kaya and I'm like, did I do it? Kaya. And she's like, yeah. So funny. Hey girl, did you do something for Valentine's Day? Yeah, I fucking wish it sounded like that. In my brain, it was supposed to be so smooth, right? Like, you go from talking about the weekend and then loop into talking about Valentine's Day. Like, it was supposed to be so much more cohesive. And it didn't come out that way, but we're okay. So we did it. Okay, and by that I mean we have at least vaguely affirmed that he is single, okay? Or at least didn't do anything on Valentine's Day, okay? The hope is that he's so pretty. He's so pretty. So, you know, like, that's just what's gonna happen. Baristas are like daytime bartenders. They probably minored in, I don't know what that means. You're adorable. You did amazing. Very proud of you. Thank you. Okay. This is like the opening I need. Okay. That's what this is. Okay. This is an opening. So if I want to like flirt with him or at least make stupid jokes to make him more enamored with me, I have an opening. Okay. I'm not going to flirt or chat someone up that I don't know is single. Okay. All right. I'm not going to do it. But now I have like, you know, I have the keys. All right. And I can like put the keys in the hole. Jiggle the keys around like, fuck, how do you open this? Okay. Counseling. Yes. No, that's very true. Obviously. I want him to tell me all of my, I need him to tell me all of his problems because I want to be there. Okay. Something I do want to do real quick, guys, is change the fucking music in this game. Because it's really quiet. Oh, wait. This is set at 16. No fucking wonder it's quiet. Why was it at 16? It should be at 12? 13? Whatever. Let's put it at 12.5. That'll do well. Damn, I wish I was a door right now. You fucking would. You fucking would. Anyway, but that's your goss, guys, okay? I am fucking doing it, okay? Year of the Horse, starting off strong, okay? And we're gonna keep galloping. Like all the other horses, like Black Beauty, but not the way it ends because that's really sad. Insert another horse here that is alive, okay? Oh my god. I'm still wondering if I'm supposed to have anti-analyzing. Anti-aliasing. You know what? I'm gonna ask Jaden on the weekend, and then I can figure it out from there. Okay, so is this? It just says either mute or not mute, okay? It does not have sliders. I repeat, it does not have sliders. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Okay, whatever. Fuck back. The cars, they scream. Okay. Oh, I don't. Thanks, House. I had forgotten that detail, but thank you. Yes, thank you for the game. Sorry, I know which games have been gifted to me. I don't always remember who gave them. Okay, the order's a little spick. Anyway, here we are. All right. So the organs were playing, like, to set the scene. The organs echoed in the background as Hosonaga stepped forward. Chief Detective Inspector something, who was at the scene of the crime when it was taking place. Something. And then the words ring out. Uba duba. I don't fucking know. What the fuck is going on here? Just a normal day. Doesn't this guy in the middle look like he should be a vampire? Thoughts. This guy's definitely been shot. I'm calling it now. Why is a kid ripping off a mustache? Why is the old man shaking while watching TikToks? It's a jar! And the waiter is just a fucking statue. I had a 10-minute presentation on intersex. I fucking killed it. Good job, house. Well done. I'm looking at the sounds, guys. There should be another thingy here. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. I usually like a— oh, system sounds. Okay, it must be system sounds. Okay. Now, when I press clip. Ah! Okay, we fixed it. I was like, why the fuck is there a loud ass sound? Okay, so, basically, to properly recap, there was a murder. Our character, Ryunosuke Nodohara, was accused of the crime. And he's defending himself in court alongside Kazuma. Now, basically, this guy is a private detective who said he was there when the crime happened, and which, while Ryunosuke remembers there being a lady in the room, all of these three were saying that there wasn't anyone else in the room. So the only one who could have possibly done the crime was Ryunosuke. So now all these people are getting called out, and we'll find out hopefully that there was a female in the room who probably did the murder. And by her doing I'm reckoning that she definitely did the murder. These guys are gonna get arrested for lying in court, and I'm placing my bets that maybe when she shot Wilson, maybe instead of trying to kill Wilson, the lady pulled her gun out and tried to shoot this guy, because he bleeds sometimes when he talks, so it means he's probably been shot. So I reckon he's like secretly he has a gaping wound somewhere, and he's trying to make it look like he doesn't have it though. Anyway. Oh fuck, voices. Okay, wait. I think I just did like a really like quiet kind of spoken voice. Okay. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. I don't fucking know, man. I'll figure it out. The court will take this plan. Can you tell that I'm doing the same voice as the other judge? My controller's on. There we go. Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. I don't know, whatever you're doing. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Yes, it's always the salary. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant. What kind of incident? I think that's the type of voice I did before. There wasn't much difference between my voices right now. We'll figure out more as time goes on. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Why did you fucking lie? Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? You're doing good. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. Bro, why are you bleeding though? This guy can't figure it out. Oh. There's tiny orb.
Where's tiny orb? I know everything.
I can't twist my arm that far. Yeah! Did say tiny orb, bro. Okay. Drink, drink. Okay. Illy Austin. Actually, Savariandel DLC is fun. So many enemies though, and I don't know where to go now. I need to put some flames somewhere. What flame? Where are you up to? Wait, is that the first? Wait, that's not the painting, is it? Or is that the painting? No, that's the ringed city. Okay, so you're still in the painting. Or whatever. I don't know, the painter kid talked about some fire. Oh, well, you'll see. Did you go up? Did you find some bugs? Did you find a red room? Hey, Oliver. Hope Avatar's going well. Yeah, of course. Alright. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationships with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as this primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. What do you mean? Red broom? No, room. A red room. You were, when I was watching you, there was, if you follow up, when I was watching you, there was like, there was, after the lady, there was the bonfire out the side of that weird thing and the door. If you keep going up that way, there's a red room. Oh yeah, with all the flies, yeah. Remember when I said that you're looking for a lever? Did you find the lever? Oh, I'm gonna look for that, thank you. Okay. That's why I was like, that's why, that was the one thing I told you. I was like, if there is anything that is more confusing than what you're about to like face, is that you literally go all the way up to this place just to find a lever. And then I think like you can leave, there's like maybe like a hidden doorway somewhere, and then you go back up that doorway and you end up back in like, anyway, you'll find it. Yes. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. I'm sweating all over. I'm sweating like a cucumber. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get through this. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean? When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university's professor table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle? Like Braille? She's indeed a foreign study student studying in the research laboratory of UMA University Medical Faculty. What is happening here? I like how he's just confused. He's along for the ride. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I raised all evidence of that lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. Well, you little fuck. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Break time. Okay. Very well, my thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particular critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, your excellency, that would be missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. What a man. What a guy. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Jezebel Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. Bowies. Bow wow. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. Sounds like fuck you to the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. Yeah. So it won't be a problem? Okay. Bird, there's blood on you. Nothing will get in my way. This guy needs to go have a nap. Court will be adjourned briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Nice. Hanging out. To be continued. Yeah, I had a feeling we were pretty close to like the halfway mark. I have to admit, this is a long halfway mark for being the first chapter. Okay. Let's do it. Gonna defeat that shit. I found it! Yeah! Did you see the door? The door. 22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. Oh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. Bills. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. Bro, were you paying that much attention? It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, it started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. Oh, don't, please. You have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I'll never want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Next minute, Kazuma dies, and we have to defend someone else who gets laid with the blame. I'm calling it Kazuma dies. Ha ha ha. Anyway, it looks like you've exposed your phantom lady at last. Oh. A student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There's a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm certain of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. Why? I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun there, and after I went to pick it up, he got hit all over the head. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. That's weird. Boss, thinking by the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, because I was shut in the pantry. I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are, fuck, I gave this guy secret tunnel. Yes, the secret tunnel. I gave this guy like a really strong Aussie accent, didn't I? Professor Makutuba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You have exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it just seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Voices. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so, which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I want to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour of Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma? Well, then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. Don't look at me, please. I'm just hanging out, okay? To me? Oh, it's so hot. My god. I was looking forward to the weather starting to cool down, but now it's just hot inside, and it's not exactly comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case, you little motherfucking murderer. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Of course he did. Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMay. And it was I who invited him. That's suspicious. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case, but I've no doubt that your pair will put up a good fight right to the last, however it may end. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something we may need. Of course. We're gonna find out this lady is an assassin. Like Investigations 2 all over again. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. That was weird. Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Make your way back inside the courtroom at once. You know, it's nice that they just kind of let me chill, hang out here for a bit, you know? Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what hit them. I have moments where I really admire him and I think he's really cool, and then there's moments, but those moments quickly are dyed by how cringe he's being, and he's walking a line. Okay, like this looks really cool, but then it also looks really cringe. I don't know. Kazuma. What? Thank you. Really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. This isn't my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. My arm hurts. Oh. Hi, Necker. Hi all, how is lawyering going? It's going pretty well. You know, trying to stop myself from getting into the shits. It's going well. Let's go to Rarea. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Sounds like a cheap meal. It'll be interesting if we find out the main character also has money problems, like Phoenix. Alright, 12:09 p.m. Alright, bring in the ladies. Bringing in the ladies. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecution Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency. Against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Oh, sorry. Don't apologize. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relationships we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendships between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Damn, nice. What a line. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with the great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I'm going to deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Damn. Wow, some strong words. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror. Yeah. You little brats. Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. I don't think I've ever seen the word pursuance, but here we are. But with that in mind, the trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. Taking the stand? The visiting student, Ms. Giselle. Still wonder if that's pronounced correctly. Holy, what a second phase! Got her to second phase on first try. Nice! Good job, Lily! You're doing it! So is there an ancestral von Kamas in this? We'll find out. Or ancestor of Coffee Guy who likes jazz? We'll find out. I wonder what ancient jazz sounds like. Jazz? Your Excellency! You calm the fuck down, man. Oh my god, fancy hat! Doesn't she just look like an Irene Adler? Her name just came to me. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan and from such a distant land. Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussion takes place without tea. Is that the truth? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I've been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival, but my true... Yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one things you're sure of. Yeah, I think I did, didn't I? Let your description of the amazing sight was simply a woman. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Pretty lady. Oh. Different language. What, dear lady? Translator. Lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in UMA University's medical faculty. This reminds me of that one case. Don't ask which one. There's a case in one of the games where there's the old lady and then the young. It was Investigations 2? There's an old lady and then like the young kid, and they like translate for the old lady. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. Can you guys get your shit together? We're trying to solve a case. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention, your English classes, Ryunosuke. Does that mean I know what she's going to say? The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. Wonder how I could dodge those scythe grabs. Press dodge more. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Je ne sais pas. Can I just say, I find it interesting that they're doing this for like flavor text here. But obviously I feel like definitely in like the next case, or maybe the case after, we'll see. We'll end up going to Britain with Kazuma, maybe. Provided Kazuma's alive. But we'll end up going to Britain and it'll be like, hey, Kazuma and, you know, the Ryunosuke understand the British already. Versus this just being like, oh, they're in a court filled with in Japan, they don't understand her. Even though, as they said, they're kind of like Kazuma and Ryunosuke have at least some understanding, so. Anyway, we'll see what happens. There'll probably be a bit of a time skip too between point A and point B. Like, it's currently November in this game, so we'll figure it out. She says yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. I can understand it, I cannot speak it. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to making a presentation at the university. She had to leave immediately. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Check her teeth for meat. What, I mean, I think it could be good, right? As you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes cause eye to the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment that the accused standing right there in the courtroom shot the victim in cold blood. I love her dress. Sorry. Order in the court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. I don't know. Well, looks like it's clear now. You're the murderer. Fuck you, Ryunosuke. Bye. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. I knew it! 3 faces! Fuck this amount! I was waiting for it when you're like, yeah, I got up to round 3. I was like, lol, she doesn't know. She did it. Yeah. Don't worry, girl. You got this. It gets easier each phase, okay? And you just gotta, like, fuck them up. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, do we have to... Oh, fuck. Okay, Okay, sorry. Should I be saying this in another voice or something? I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Sure. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. That's very odd. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Check her hat! Check her hat, I fucking know it, okay? It's in the hat, or in her tail, her little poof tail, okay? I know it. Bullshittery. Search her. This is a complete... No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. Quiet, you filthy wretch. Wow. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. And look at that snow white angel. Wow, you are a little shit. I am sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. You are still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. Pardon. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. It's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from the lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. Ew. She's scarier head on. Just saying. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. Liar. You said you had orders. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person that she could conceal a firearm. Do you think they asked her to do that? The hat. What do you mean there's so much hat there? I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Agreed. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a gun can be shown, this is moot. Okay. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Hold up, Ryunosuke. Did you ask permission? Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. That does make sense. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we'll need to pull out her testimony apart. Do-do-do. Dramatic soon. She smirked. Does it get easier? Of course it does. Squiggle, squiggle. I understand. Very much so. Defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Okay, save. Okay. I find it interesting, can I just say, in the previous games you had like a bar, but in this one they've like done it up where it's like you have the little shooting marks in the corner. That's your number of chances. Come to think of it, this isn't right. I know. Wait, no, go back. So I ordered for myself only a beef steak. Technically, that's incorrect. Because there was I know that maybe this is nitpicking. I don't know. I'll press a few other statements, but in the photo there's also wine. So like she's wrong. I don't know if that will be pertinent, but we'll find out in a second. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professors and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Maybe press this one? Okay. Stop defending yourself, bro! Please don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't doing the retort at you. Said I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. Japanese is an encompassing language anyway. English is the future. We must all supiku ingerishu. Is that what you trying to say? Speak English? Oh, I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman. Okay, that's not, again, stop defending yourself. Okay, we're trying to get information here. I wanted them to ask was when I finished my coffee and stopped to leave. Let's press this. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes. Immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." Ah yes, very trustworthy. That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No. Why on earth not? The Honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. Ah yes, we trust people. By the way, I saw my personal trainer for the past 2 weeks. He's finally back from Kenya. Oh yeah. I'm on a calorie deficient diet. Simple, with my limit being 1,800 calories a day. Simply learning what to eat, what I want, but smart. Nice. Cool. At least you have like a bracket now to kind of work off of. Okay, I need to drink more water. I always end up underestimating how much talking takes. Okay, there's obviously no need for God, voice, fuck, wait. Okay. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter. No! Or there was. I think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. In other words, he wants evidence. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Shut the fuck up. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. I urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she is in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime, which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court. today, of course. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. Could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. What if I just, like, didn't? After all, she's elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from the British. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe to a dog. Can you not insult me? We're working on shit here. Okay, so maybe the thing about the steak is real? Let's check the steak. He was unable to eat, you say? That was because he had just had a tooth removed at the Hodder clinic, right? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering? Ugh. Was Miss Brett aware of the fact? It seems so, yes. She heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? No, the steak. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Oh, I love this guy. I swear. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I'll crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. Okay, this definitely seems to be a hole. I don't know how. Other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he amend. I hate the fact that I pointed out that, like, statement about the wine and that actually ends up being important. And then we're gonna show you the contradiction, you little shit. Which means none of this evidence can be trusted. Okay. Sorry, I didn't feel like it was necessary to re-go through all of this. Okay. Let's keep going. Come on. Roll on with the case. Yes, yes. Alright, E, G. Wait, let's save first. Yes. We're gonna do it. The PT I'm working with is a really supportive guy. He's chill and especially committed to those nutritionists. Yeah. This whole course case reminds me of something I learned about today. Have you ever heard of the halo effect, Hannah? Yes, I have. It is the element where when you're in love, well, you don't have to typically be in love, but the idea is that when you're in love with someone, or you're like starting to crush on someone, or you just like someone, it's basically like bias. You like see person as like holy and like perfect and they would never do anything bad, versus like the Horns effect, which is the opposite, where it's like this person is the incarnation of evil and nothing you say would make me change my mind. Okay, present. I want to post this for present. Okay. That's it. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with the photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print. That was exactly as it was left. That is correct. Well, that's wrong. Well, that is. It's odd. Very odd. It's a contradiction. Dear me, what's odd in the defense's inability to express itself? Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously it's the cheers. The cheers. Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor had cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Oh. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass picture there. Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case? Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's identity? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. There should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only 1? You can, I'm sure. You could just clink against your hand or something, I swear. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Je ne sais pas. Inspector, what did the lady say? My heel is itchy. Okay, it's doing great. It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrible. Everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious. Well, that's suspicious. I wouldn't think that if someone was just murdered in front of me and I was innocent. Gomenasai? Come in. There, as I showed the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. You must refrain that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? No? Innocent people don't mess with shit. Oh, really? I say that this is a game. So what do we take it that you are now to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? What? No, this can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would appear that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. Do you have it to this day? A handbag? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch, commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. The student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. I thought he was talking about the lady for a second, because he said student. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? No. What do you mean? Find the glass. Make sure her claim is true. Hold up. This is very, very suspicious. No, I don't really know. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Sure, we'll find it. Yeah, you're right. And the answer, wait, so she took the glass away in her handbag. Is there a deeper significance? There is. The handbag. Where is the handbag? Evidence? Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlemen carry handbags for small items. Sound of one glass clinking. You can have two of them. Something about the judge's movements is eerie. Maybe it's the 3D. Yeah, no, I trust him more than anyone else in this room right now, to be honest. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There was no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Oh, nice. Good pickup. But she forgot to mention was her handbag. In which case, it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. All right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire the gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. Oh, you can't seriously be suggesting. Inspector Hosonaga. Yeah? Did you or did you not search Miss Jezebel Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. Not to mention, I guess we don't have a forensic division like we do in the past. Like, this is the past, so it's not as good science. My point is, usually I'd be like, hey, you can tell that the weapon was shot because there's markings of, like, there's, like, ballistic markings and stuff like that, right? Haven't they checked the guns to see which, like, well, at least the gun to see if it was even fired? No! Ew. What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what? Prosecutor, ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman's identity behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Close enough. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. It's not about having no faith in police, it's about being suspicious. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. He was holding the gun. I have a piece of evidence here that I completely forgot about. Oh yeah, now he does. This photographic print. Oh. Of the bag. Hold on a second. Why is there like a bowl? What is that? Blood? Bullet? This print is a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. So, wait, does that mean she didn't leave with her bag? As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside. Submit the evidence. Submit. Meshwork. Bags like this are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. I hate the fact that he was holding on to that the entire time. You'd think that would be a little suspicious. Why are they smiling together? You guys would make a cute couple. If not a suspicious one. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. That's pretty funny. Being guarding expressive all at the same time. Damn, that's definitely how it works typically. Like expensive watches. Okay. What is this? Let me inspect. Let me inspect. Why is there a bowl on their hand? Maybe that means that this is someone else posing here? What would the bowl mean? I was hoping it was a blood stain, so it's like, how did blood get on his arm? But I don't know how this magnifying glass is supposed to help me. It's not really showing me anything new. was hoping to find something suspicious. Okay. But doubt in this matter, I must break my ruling. Indeed. The pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Pardon. Oh, no. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? New witness. New witness. New witness. New witness. I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There is no way to defeat the true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma, what? Is there really no way now of turning this trial around? You've heard the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. What about the tattoo? Very well. No. It seems we'll be able to report to the British government on time after all. Didn't you say noon? No, it's already past noon. That smug little. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me. Objection! Yeah. Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule on this case yet. This amateurish is getting tedious. Wait a second. Wait, hold up. My brain is telling me something. Why is my brain telling me something? Hold up. Wait, the court. The court? Maybe. No, I was kind of hoping there was something on this that might have. I was just hoping for maybe like something else that maybe had the bull symbol on it. I don't know. Well, where did the bullet go? When His Excellency deemed that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. Not in this game, bitch. He hasn't been here before, except he has? Your Excellency, just a moment ago, you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance. There's no... Okay. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question. This is blatant straw clutching. Look at the photographic print. All it shows is the handbag of the gentleman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence. Just keep going, man. You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, Counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. What about the tattoo? Ah, my thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about the photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. Gee, I'm gonna place down a save. No, it was twice that. Fitbits might have been $80 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Let's not think about 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. What? Whoa, his hands are massive. What he doing with that mallet, if you know what I mean. But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect.
Okay. Bitch.
Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, another photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. Where in this print we can see the significant detail to have eluded. I really hope it's the tattoo, because I don't fucking know what else it could be. Present? Unless this is a bullet hole. That's the other thing I'm thinking. Like, unless this is the- I mean, they said the bullet hole didn't go through, didn't have an exit wound. Which is something that still confuses me, I just want to say. Like, if it doesn't have an exit wound, like, how is it pointed, like, so close to the person? If it's pointed really close, like, surely it would make an exit wound. I guess it depends on the gun? That tattoo is suspicious. Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Dear me, I was wondering what new piffle you would come out. Piffle. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist. Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, there's a burn mark, you're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. Burn from the gun? It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't notice it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? Is that really a burn? Why does it look like a bull? Hold up. We're looking again. How is that a burn? I'm waiting to find out that it, like, matches some other piece of evidence, but I don't know if I do have any other piece of evidence here. Oh! The plate! The plate? The plate? How? He wasn't supposed to be eating anything, so how did the plate... What? The plate? He would have... What does that mean? I don't know what that insinuates, but hey, it's an opening. It's the plate? I mean, sure, he burned his hand on the plate, but like... But... Hi. How's it going, Dom? That's good. Just like turned away from the situation. Okay. No way of knowing either. We do. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. Hi, Dom. How was your singing?
So,
Yeah.
I've been trying to be really careful with my singing lately because I get to a point and I start coughing like a lot. Which is a bit embarrassing because it's like, okay, I'm pushing myself too far. Anyway, so I've been trying to be a bit careful with that. But today, I come in and one of the girls at back that, you know, is not always there, the ditzy one. Yeah, and she has the thickest perfume on. And at first I'm just like, okay, well, she's not sitting near me. But then eventually, Tina got everyone to rearrange their chairs, so she was sitting directly in front of me. So I was just like coughing through most of it. And the lady next to me was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I think I'm allergic to it. because like, my throat was like closing up, and you know, then I'd go and sing at the front, and I was fine. And I'm like, God damn it!
Now I just
my
need.
conductor's gonna think I'm straining my voice when I'm actually doing really well this time. Anyways.
Literally just lean into her ear and just be like, wear different perfume next time, bitch.
Honestly, there should just be a ban on perfume because it isn't actually good for your singing throat, regardless of if you're like
I know.
good at singing or not.
Really stupidly, I'm thinking of that that Looney Tunes episode where he goes like, and he's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Looney Tunes. Love you too. How's stream? Have you been good to our stream?
Yeah.
That's good.
We're hanging out. I mean, obviously I'm just kind of going through the first case, so there's not really a whole heap to like this is still my tutorial, you know?
I know, but like, that chick has a swan on her head.
I don't know, what's the problem with them?
You can make a whole, like, Thanksgiving meal out of that.
Okay, so I wasn't expecting that response. No, it's really interesting because we've had, so I think I told you there's a character in this called Herlock Sholmes. But the person who's in this first case that's been murdered is John Wilson.
Right.
Which is also from Sherlock Holmes. So I feel like they're just kind of going for like an Irene Adler kind of thing here.
Okay.
But her name's like Giselle Brett, which is not Irene Adler. So I'm expecting there to be like another Irene Adler at some point.
Okay, well, the other dude looks like Clahador. So.
You know, I hadn't put that together and you're totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first I was like, Kyoria, and then I'm like, no, more Clahador with the round glasses.
And Curio is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just because he's doing that.
Yeah.
Keeping your glasses up. Yeah. Alright. Well, I have some Animal Crossing to play.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Is it still cool outside? It heated back up?
Well, it's humid.
Right.
It's like inside temperature, but wet.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So
No, I understand what you mean. It's just like earlier it like cooled off a little bit and I was like, damn, I want to leave the door open again, but obviously it must have heated back up again. Like the rain needs to stick around a little longer so we can... I think it is supposed to rain more later tonight, so...
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. I love her too. Mwah. Oh, hi Balvorn. So sorry, man. I was too busy yakking. You don't eat swans. They're very gamey. I like how you know that. Inside temperature, but wet? Yes. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Oh my god, so much slinging. What is this? It's the plate. Yeah, exactly. Sprinkle positivity. The plate! The plate! Tell Dad to find some lemon ginger tea for her throat. She has that, don't worry. We have a lot of stuff in here. It's pouring ass rain where I'm at, and it's louder than my thoughts. It sounds like a good time. Hi, Aelin! How's it going? Ah, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. Did she ask to leave? I missed it. Oh well. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking of keep digging and digging and hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am. If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again. Why is this so long for a first chapter, please? Dude, I was afraid that was just conjecture. But if we have evidence, voices, evidence that irrefutably link the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn, but as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Spread's face. Really? I have to find some link between... Just let me... Come on! Come on, Naruhodo, son. We need to do this. The moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence. I don't know what proving this burn does, but Okay.
Presenting my evidence. Boo-boo-doo-boo-doo.
What's this, Katsu? Yet another print. What is his hand thingy? What is that? Has that always been there? Did I not notice? Is this the first time he's done this pose? I'm so confused. Okay. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. Sure. Lily did it for me. That does sound like something that you would do. Just like bribe Lily. Lily, or you bribe Lily and you're like, here's 20 bucks. Rig the roulette for me. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forever. Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little while, if you don't mind, Miss Spratt. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have an unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forever. What? How? You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. The beefsteak? Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Oh. Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark for La Carnival. Yeah, sweat, bitch. Emblem on this plate. Has no one ever questioned the fact that this picture, like, why all of these pictures are taken from slightly different perspectives? I don't like it. Anyway, and by that I mean he was supposed to be eating, but here it looks like he's clearly turned his entire chair around just to face a different direction. But that's the way he died? Like, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem right. The emblem on this plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ah, Ryunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. Also, you'd be able to tell how bad this, if this autopsy, I just want to say, where's the button? I used to beat the tab button, I swear. This autopsy should have been able to at least analyze that the burn came, like, pretty soon. You know what I mean? Anyway, I should have analyzed any sort of burn marks. I had T-bone steak tonight. Yum! Delicious. Love it. Objection! I ordered the cauliflower steak. Oh shit, okay. Alright, fine. I'm sorry. I thought it was you. You had a steak when they make your hair greasy. Have a good night, house. Take care. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. Tomorrow I'm using mints. Whether it's for spag bowl or something else basic is entirely dependent on this cluster migraine. But okay. I think I'm gonna go to bed. Guys, depending on when this case ends, we might go to bed early. I'm just saying this now because I am in so much pain. So, you know, just we'll see what happens. I might be too enthralled. Maybe my voice will give out before the end. We will see. But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. Could have been the day before or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well, Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. Pointing out that the burn on Wilson's arm, that was, well done. I too am an excruciating ouchie. We understand each other. I love it. Yeah, no, I was pretty proud of myself too. I was like, why is there a bowl? I hadn't really thought about the plate in a while. Anyway. But I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, Celsius, whatever, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, and I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter. I don't know what's happening. I'm Tally Pun King, and I'm here to stay. Yes. More steak puns, please. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burned themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on the day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard her scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Yeah, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? Because it happened after he died. I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? Can it really be true? I never dreamt we would arrive at a conclusion like this. But is this really a conclusion? I don't know what this is telling me. What I'm thinking is, so in his memory, in this guy's what's your name? Ryunosuke's. In Ryunosuke's memory, he says that he hears a bang, okay? But that doesn't necessarily mean that the bang is like a shot, like a gunshot bang. It's like a plate bang. So I'm thinking maybe the dude, maybe he shot him. I don't know. I'm disagreeing with myself as I'm speaking. I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. What? I love Ryunosuke's surprised Pikachu face. I like his bird face the most. Well, it's gonna cost you. Those first ones are on the porterhouse. Oh, nice. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. My voice. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson hadn't noticed the burn, was asleep, was already deceased. Really was asleep. No man could remain silent. I don't even think, like, even when you would wake up to the pain, surely. No one could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already dead. Yeah, fuck you, Jezebel. Giselle. Knowing what we know now, it's the other possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness. goodness. Order, please, counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right, that's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but it clearly has no grasp of the facts. No, Professor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon. As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered the burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Poison? Killed him with poison and then steak? I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm just trying to get through this first chapter. Sorry to say, Miss Brett. You have to forget your luncheon engagement. But Your Excellency. Rest assured, all doubt we're gonna figure our shit out. Je ne sais pas. Comment? I'm waiting to find out. What was that smile? That she, like, understands everything. Yeah. What would this be in Japanese? Naruhodo. I don't know. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. I fucking knew it. I'd be delighted to help, especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Wow, that's awfully suspicious that you pretend not to know the language until now. Ah, Miss Brad, you speak Japanese? Even this poor guy is shocked. Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country, after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. Ugh. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Alright, that's racist. Fuck you. And arguably, Japanese sounds better. Am I right? She speaks English? Inconceivable. Never trust the British. Oh no. No, you can trust the British, you can't trust specifically the English. Hi, Sana. Glad to see you. Hope you're having a good day. I've had a long day, but it's over now. I don't think I ever got into my day, guys. Actually, no, I told you the most important part. Honestly, nothing else has really happened since anything, to be honest. Yeah, aside from that, work today was pretty chill. So, work. Trust no one. Not even Han! Yeah, trust the drink bottle. I got 2 assessments back. Yeah! How'd that go? Yeah, just heads up, these 2 games have some racial moments in case someone gets triggered by it. That's fair. It's more like, just like moments where you're like, what the fuck, why? Like, only Hannah. Oh, that's a lot of pressure, man. I don't know if I can take the pressure. I'm scared. Did you get some good scores on the assessments? Yeah. I'm getting real sleepy, guys. I'm glad I have glasses. I don't think I'd be able to read chat without them. God. Good news, the re-release has toned down the slurs at least. Oh, excellent. Then, wait a second. It was worse? You're saying it used to be worse and they had to tone it down in the re-release? That's a little concerning. We should start a website, only people called Hannah can join. I like that. Gotta fix a typo on one, but pass the other. That's good. There was a fan translation with slurs in it. This is the first official English translation. Ah, okay, understand. This is like the thing with Miles Edgeworth. Investigations. When there was names. Well, sometimes people talk about like what the names of the people were in English versus what they were in Japanese, and how the joke of the name changes depending on the translation. Yeah. Yeah, okay. The amount of times the word something rhymes with nap was used a lot. What? Is that a what? I missed previous message, too busy giggling about only hands. Only hands? What about, you know, it's always about the wiki feet. Okay, Automod didn't like that, so I guess it is not allowed. I'm denying your thing, Balvorn, just because apparently Automod is also against it. Well, we're learning. No, only hands? That sounds weird AF. Maybe we're all just Hannahs. You don't know. Automod is against though. Yep. Automod knows what's up. The point is that your comment was correct, okay? Automod confirmed whether that was the right one or not, okay? You know what I mean? Anyway. I'm so sleepy. Okay. I keep wanting to say something and my brain's like, yawn now. Okay. It'd be nice to be in a group with Han Solo. Oh, nice. I'm Aoshi. You're the best. I wish I was sleepy instead. You'll get there. A little more time. A little more medication. You know how it is. Aylin asking the guy, well, I didn't ask the guy out, but I did the thing. So what I was doing, I think you missed this part of stream yesterday, so let me recalibrate. I didn't realize I probably didn't tell you. So I had this plan to try and find out if this really cute guy that's been frequenting the cafe, find out if he was single or not, okay? Did you get his number? No, I didn't get his number. That's too forward. That's not my go. I'm not that forward. So my plan was phase 2. Yeah, so proud of you, Han. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, I literally went to my coworker. I'm gonna re-say what I said earlier, and I'm gonna just go with me here. But like at the start of stream, okay? Just cause it's how I explain things. I'm not that forward, same. Yeah. Okay. I can't just give someone my phone number. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's weird. I don't know. Like, what do you, like, I'm just saying, like, in a world where, like, you, like, get spam calls, for example, like, why the fuck would I answer a random text from a random person? You know what I mean? Anyway. I'm very direct. You're the best direct, alright? Better than most Nintendo Directs. Anyway, so I literally went up to my coworker this morning and I was like, Kaya, I have this plan, okay? And I told her my plan, and the guy came up and I was like, oh hey, how was your weekend? And he was like, yeah, it was pretty good. I went and saw, I got to have some yum-cha, which is apparently like a Chinese snacks thing. I need to do more research. It was the start of the Chinese New Year today. Better than DirecTV. Oh! 13006 55506. God damn it, Balvorn. Yumcha. Yeah. Which kind of like threw me off initially. I was like, oh no, like the script in my head, like how am I gonna do this? Anyway, and I had to like run some coffees. So I ran some coffees. I came back and Kaya, God bless her soul, was like, oh, you can make his coffee, I'll run these. And I was like, oh, okay. And I went, and as I was making his coffee, I was like, sir, did you do anything for Valentine's Day? And he was like, no. Kind of like too busy. I get the impression that it was kind of like he was too busy to do that. It was interesting because his wording was a bit interesting. He was like, no. He was like, I was at work and then I wasn't at work. Which literally makes it sound like he went home for the day and passed out. Which is my new headcanon. Okay. It's just funnier this way. Anyway, but then he asked me, did I do anything? And I was like, no, in the same way. And then I was like, well, I hung out with my sister. She finally got me to go to the pool. So, and that was kind of like the whole conversation. And then I gave him his coffee and I was so nervous. My hands were shaking, man. Like I was like trying to like hold his coffee and pour it. And I was trying to put the lid on and my hands were shaking. I handed him the coffee. I'm like, have a good day. Praying he couldn't tell how much my hands were shaking. So, no. So proud of you for starting that convo. I am so proud of myself. I've never done anything like this in my life, okay? This is such a milestone for me. And it's sad that it came at the age of 26. Bro, if that guy knew how much I just can't even... I don't even know. Alright, speaking forward, some girl just asked me a random question with awkward context. Wait, you? In real life? With, Anyway, but yeah, it went well. We know he's single, so if I want to, like, flirt a little bit, I'm open. And, like, knowing me, I'm not gonna flirt, I'm just gonna be funny, okay? I'm so good at being funny. I'm gonna start saying the most ridiculous shit whenever he's... at the cafe. I'm gonna start saying the most ridiculous, silly shit, and it's gonna be amazing. Because he doesn't know how funny I am, and that's devastating, okay? Everyone needs to know how funny I am. Oh my god. Well, we know he didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm really hoping that's what that means. I'm really hoping that's how I'm interpreting it. Because, again, I've said this before to someone else. People who are in relationships, especially straight people, love to make a point of it, okay? I can't express to you how much, like, if a person is in a loving relationship, they're like, yeah, I went out and did this. Yeah, I have this. Yeah, I did this. Like, people, they love to mention they have partners, okay? Which is fair. Maybe I'm assuming too much about the straight thing. I'm just saying when people are in love, they like to be like, yep, I spent time with blank today, you know? It's a thing, okay? So that was his opening, I guess is what I'm saying. In my brain, that is his opening. Like, surely he would have been like, oh yeah, the girlfriend and I didn't do anything or something. He would have said something, but he didn't. So, fingers crossed. He's so pretty, guys. Every time I talk about him, I'm like maybe I'm hyping it too much up in my brain, but I'm like, God, I wish I had a photo. Like, anyway. So I was in line at the grocery store. The line was not moving and my legs were getting tight. I did the splits to stretch out my hamstrings and lower back. Seriously, try it out. What, at the grocery store? Hopefully single. My therapist and I came to the conclusion that I either piss people off or they think I'm funny. No in between. It's a shame it can't be like an in between. I, for one, think you're hilarious. I get up to the cashier. Admittedly, she's cute, but the first question she asked is, you bisexual by any chance? Like, damn, with those cuffs. Sorry. But wait, you were doing this at a grocery store? You couldn't catch me doing anything weird in a grocery store. I'm stunned and I just go, no, sorry? It seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen, so I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Fuck you, mate. I'm gonna stop reading her messages. You're the epitome. You're the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. Ouchie, just stop, man. We're truly honored by this. The lavish consideration you have so graciously afforded us. Be offended, Ouchie. That's your country she's talking about. That's your mother tongue. I see. In that case, Miss Brush, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. But of course, I really just want to keep her a French accent, but she's English. What's British sound like? What's a British accent sound like? Wait, where's Dan and Phil? Yes, I have a Dan and Phil video open. Just give me a second. What do their accents sound like?
Well, I got a message on Instagram.
I don't know if that's gonna help me. A British accent. Ouchie, have some dignity. The autism to neurotypical translation that doesn't really allow an in-between, which is why I piss my TAFE teachers off so much. They also can just be assholes. She goes, and I'm not joking. Oh, it's alright, but my boyfriend thought you were cute and well, and she winked. What? Dude, I don't know about you. That sounds like an in. Keep going. Sounded like a Brit. Yep. Just need to get Phil to say this entire game for me. I will drink in a second. Illy Balbon. Okay. Things are getting interesting, Rianosuke. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like this. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible causes of death besides the gunshot. Yeah, I'm really worried about that autopsy report. If there's some other way a man's life can have been taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. Can I have more evidence, please? I mean, it did say that the bullet didn't pass through the body. So maybe the maybe the bullet was pressed on the other side of the body to make sure that the bullet hit the Oh, that's so stupid. No, that can't be right. Okay, that makes my brain hurt too much. It can't be true. Pending. Like maybe there's a bullet marking in the steak, but that's ridiculous. Why would there be a bullet in the steak? I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Threesomes take a lot of work. You know, Aelin, good on you. I would be interested if I wasn't straight. Dang. Threesomes take enough work. Oh my god. Illy, Hannah. Illy, Lily. I think you're real pretty, Illy. But of course, this country inferior investigation. Okay, that's just racist. Come on. You're real pretty. You're pretty. Okay. I'm real sleepy. Let me go to bed. Is it 10 yet? Ugh. It's not even 10 yet. That's okay. We're trying to get through the thing. Okay, I'm just gonna like stop. Oh, forgive me. Not at all. It's merely a delight to hear you speak, dear lady. It seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. Okay, Minister of Justice. May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Little shit. Amen. Huh? Thanks? Is that a prayer? Oh, you have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. Yeah. I'm sick of this motherfucking migraine. Have more medication. Not don't OD. But have you had when's your 6 hours up? I'm gonna be resting. Oh. This is how bad it is, guys. I feel like a man dying of thirst, surrounded by drowning men and women. What? Are you okay, man? You might really need sleep. Only allegedly. Cross-examination, tell me where the end is. Na 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 na. Yeah, squishy guy. Yes, Your Excellency. Alright, drink more water. You are so suspicious, mate. What's up with your fucking bullshit, eh? Okay, we gotta hope that we find more evidence in here somewhere. Okay. What do I want to press the most? No idea what the poor man burned his hand like that. Well, the waiter brought my snippers and I raised up. Is that true? I know I just reread it, but I'm gonna check it. Single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhaging from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. I mean, it says no exit wound. That's awfully suspicious. I won't present it yet, but it's where I'm thinking. Yes, I don't trust that swan. Same! I have to go to my train at 1:30 p.m. to go to my class at 4 p.m. and I won't be home till 7 p.m. Girl, can't you tell them to like live stream it? That's what everyone, oh, that's all the cool universities do these days. And I will wake up at 6 a.m. the next morning. Fuck, man. I have been drinking water all afternoon and it's done nothing to help me. I'm very proud of you. Good job. Yay! She drank water! Woo! It's written here in the paperwork, fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us, and as there was no signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death. It could only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Wait. Is that what we're assessing? Okay. Was he poisoned? Yes, that's true. If it had been cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. I didn't put that together. And if the victim burned his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point. And yet, the fact is the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you are able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time. I don't know what evidence I'm supposed to find here. Is, like, the bottle of wine different? Hold up, I need to look. Like, look at the patterns, surely. Is it the same pattern in each of the different pictures? Yeah, it kind of is. Fuck, okay. The daffodil. It makes it sound like they had a toast, he died, so like... So, this is what it's sounding like. Okay, so... Naruhodo-san walked up to the table, said hello, made some small talk. He sat back down, he drank his coffee. Okay, he saw the gun on the floor. And while this was happening, the moment he, like theoretically, let's say the food arrived, the moment Naruhodo-san sat back down, then they had a cheers, He drank the poison, maybe, even though they probably should have found traces of it in some capacity. Drank it, he died instantly while in the chair, burnt his arm, and then the lady stood up to leave. No, the lady maybe like dropped the gun on the floor beside his thing to try and lure someone over. Unfortunately, it was the student that was led over, and in that distraction, I don't know, man. There's a lot of questions happening here. I don't fucking know what's happening. Like, why is this, like, this private detective guy who's loyal to Japan and the police force, why is he defending her? And tried to get her away even though she's obviously suspicious. Whatever. You know, we'll figure it out. Hopefully electric throw blanket helps with the pain. I've taken more pain meds too. That's good. Hopefully this isn't one that will have me up on and off all night. Cold will amplify pain. Pardon. Even if it's in your head? I concur. Prosecutor Ochi is right. Okay. Let's keep going. There's some way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Please do show me. Poison? I don't have any proof of poison. Alright, well, let's see what she says about this. He's no private detective, he's just a cop. Well, the point is, he shouldn't be covering for her. Not this much, at least, surely. Like, I'm just saying, like, even if his initial orders was, like, get her out of there, let's not. Like, we don't want the English to be upset with us. The moment you find out she's even slightly guilty, you would probably be like, fuck this person. How dare you do a murder in my country, you know? Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? Don't trust this bitch. As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all of those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If, heavens forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Oh no, perish the thought. Oh no. Calling, fuck, boy, sorry. Calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. On my honor, I, Takatsuchi Achi, will cut down any who cast aspersions. Dare cast such aspersions. We got there. Can I write 50 pages in 1 month, or do I have to graduate next semester? As someone who works on a book, possibly. If you're really dedicated, but that requires you to probably not be too distracted by your other work you're doing. Not get distracted by video games. And like, you'd have to dedicate 100% of your time and energy into it. For 1 month. And that's a lot. You should be chipping away at it slowly. You might have to graduate next semester. Wait, yeah, I have to do other uni stuff too. I mean, you might be able to. 50 pages is a lot, mate. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. The cup? Okay, Okay, hear me out. There were 2 cups. The cups were switched. She made sure she had a cup that had the poison in it, and that's why she put it in the bag. So if we inspect the cup, the remnants of the poison should be on the cup. So where's her bag? I thought I had the middle of April to write it. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Wait, did I press this already? I think it means the exact opposite. Okay. I don't have anything that clearly states that there's poison, or anything about any sort of poison, so I can't use it as evidence. You know, I'm just gonna press this.
Wait.
What? Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Bro's rethinking his entire life right now. It's okay, man, you don't have to worry about it that much, okay? Just think about something else. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. Damn. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand. Ah, a killer blow. A lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Actually admitting our police may be flawed, perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Red just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Okay. Yes, as I expected. She's a tough witness. We'll have to find a way to break her testimony. There must be some clue somewhere to help us in a chink of armor. Kazuma. Adrianosuke? Wrong voices. There is one thing I noticed. Something's been bothering me. Bothering you? I mean, you mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person sitting next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective. Yeah, he seems to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's latest statement. I was wondering if it might be significant, or if it might present an opening, maybe. Try pressing her on the last statement one more time. Okay, so this is introducing pressing twice. Okay. Wait, is this what I was supposed to do?
Wait.
Can I click on him? Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Okay. Up until now, the detective has been on stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the English woman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. Right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. I'm guessing this is a new feature of the game. It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought. You can pursue a man. Sorry, pursue. Explain how to do it, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? The moment we're focused on Miss Brett. Which means the... Okay. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, so this explains why you're allowed multiple people. If you can catch the person at the right time, you may uncover some new information to pursue.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, I was... Oh. Okay, that had a weird... Excuse me. Whoa, what the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his own thoughts, deeply. It looks like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court. What is the meaning of this? Wipe my sweat away. It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault in her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain, which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'm telling you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. What? A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. The wine? Is that... That is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle, I can see it. One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. Hi, Stanium. Hey, Lynn. Nice. Can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle as evidence. Yay. Miss Brett, can you confirm that this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Okay, poison. Definite. Now we have our poison. I expect it. It's written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Cosimo? I think it's French. Must be expensive. What does it say? Then go to France and ask. You could just say that you don't know. Last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. Looks like there's a little left in the bottle. You know, I've been sweating too much, I absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. No, Ryunosuke, you cannot do that. One thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke, in more ways than one. Could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. We know stuff. Alright. Show any way of man. This is probably where I present the information. Let's save. Okay, cool. What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison. On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Dun, 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 dun. He can't, but I can. Yeah. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who possibly could have done that. Giselle Brett. It was you. This is outrageous to suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile, have you ever considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty? Shut the fuck up. This is not a political arena. This is the trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. If I may, I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack on— Shut up! Yeah, she's gonna snap. It is you who should be silent. Oh, of course. Dear lady! Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady, what are you referring to? I described your police force as inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. I didn't. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for flawless— Ugh, God, I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested this inside the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. In the country. We could find no traces of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! Alright, this is my pee time. Outrageous. I'm very grateful to all you people. And to everyone. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. What about the cup? I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. I need to go to the toilet. You know the one thing that still doesn't make sense? Why his chair's fucking turned away from his table, but whatever. I don't even know if that's realistic. I don't know. The pictures are fucking weird. Alright, I will be back. English people eat with their backs to the table. Oh, is that how it works? Oh, thank God. It would be improper to stare at the food. It would induce untold gluttony. Ah, yes, and we don't want to be like those dragon lords back in ye olden days. Okay. Where's my hand? Shit. Okay. Clicks before I know where I'm going. Thank you, Council. I think the combination has clarified everything. Show that trust from the gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. Dang, no one told me. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience that's caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no. I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceedings, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this moment? Yes. Absolutely. The cup. Where is the cup? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Thank you. Objection? What? Please, wait. Onegai matte. Chotto matte. Wait, isn't that... What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, sorry. Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package, wrapped in furoshiki cloth. I don't know what that means. Hashtag definitely not Maya? We don't know yet. She's a no one to me, currently. I just saved. Keep going. Oh, I want this to be over. Okay. I always get to a point in the case where I'm like, please, let me continue. This is still my tutorial. 1:14 p.m. Come on, man. Let's go. Hello, lady. Legally, she has to tell you if she's a Maya. Okay, we'll find out. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why the sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ah, a judicial assistant and a woman, no less. Wow. Rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ah, you're too late, little girl. The trial's already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency, I'm most grateful. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English? It's Giselle Brett's research. The English woman's. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Oh, yes. That's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trials myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. She's a poisons expert. The prosecution demands the fucking voices, man. Wait, hold up. prosecute. Nope. I lost it. I've been doing the voice so long and I'm fucking losing my mind. Oh my god. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. Stop being sexist. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you could, I think it would be valuable. Please cast your eye over it. This would be wonderful, thank you. Yeah. Goodbye then, and good luck. And she faded away from existence. Bye. We've had long enough, Council. We can't entertain our English guest any longer. Yes, we can. But, okay. I said further evidence to... Okay, wait, let me looky. A poison made from the bark of a certain trees in the jungles of South Africa. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Holy fuck, man. Route of entry. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound such as that inflicted by a blow dart pipe. They didn't, like... okay. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. Damn. The prosecution has made it clear convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. Yeah, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have some new evidence. Look at that. The unyielding star of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett. Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. Hate everything anyway. Hi, Lily! Oh my god. It's okay, Lily. You're doing your best. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very... Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, you will stay. My apologies, dear lady. So, Council. Man, what evidence should I even give? Miss Josiah Brett. We understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at University doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps. Into deadly poisons. I think that's what it said. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Consul? A toxin known as Carrara, Your Excellency. Carrara. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death. Can I just say it was really funny when I said before, I literally said, like, we checked it, like, when the detective guy, the police guy, was like, we tested it with all poisons known within the country, and I was like, inside the country, not out. Wow, you say? Never heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean, you wouldn't have heard of Carrara before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Carrara. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Is that my computer? Hello, bub. Order, order. Council, does this deadly poison truly exist? Is that actually rain? That's rain. That's good. It's gonna cool down more, guys. Let's go. According to this report, authored by the visiting research student from England, Kurara has long been used by the tribespeople of South Africa as a poison to lace their arrows. Seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows. The report states that it is produced by the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with Kurara suffered instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett? Trumpery. We don't say that word in this house. These aspersions are utterly utter. He said it again. How incredibly rude. Bob. Bobbery. Absolute, utter bobbery. God damn it, Bob. To start with, if the victim has been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed. No, they said it's instant, so he wouldn't even squirm in pain. Is that true? What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that Kurara was used. Explain yourself, Consul. The moment this toxin entered a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, inflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse onto the floor. But with a chair underneath him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. A full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. You know, this is a really good idea. Wait, hold up. I'm writing a book, and I'm trying to think of, like, different aspects to, like, consider and stuff like that when you're, like, trying to write, like, murder mystery kind of stuff. I don't think I have poison as a point in here yet. God, this fucking pen, I swear to God. Okay. Paralysis can also apply to muscles like the heart, especially, surprised they went for talking about respiration. Maybe it just affects different parts of the body differently. Especially like it's swallowed. So maybe it's like because it's near the breathing tube, it's the lungs. It kind of like passes by that way, you know. Who knows? Respiration. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the that's really fucked up way to go, can I just say? Let's not think about it. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware and unable. I don't want to think about it. That's hideous. To the observer, it almost looked like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of the deadly Carrera poison. Okay, thanks, buddy. Really putting in perspective for us. And you're suggesting that this bottle council actually contains this terrifying poison? This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. If I may. All these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must be taught some math. Shut up. It is you who must be taught. Oh, of course. My dear lady. It's been a while since I watched the movie My Fair Lady. I should watch that again. Okay. You steal steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them? I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree? Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules. Ha ha ha. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency? Yes, Miss Brett. May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? She's gonna drink it. Oh, well, yeah, sure, I don't know why. She put it on the cup. Oh no. This is how... She just dies from the poison. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry. To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these little foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really. Yeah? Is she just gonna commit suicide? I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Bon appetit. Cheers. Wait, what are you doing? I'm scared. Cool. Great. No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. It's almost like water is better. The cup. The cup. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no Carrara? The bottle was clean? Is that what you're saying? Ha ha ha. You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Ugh. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Oh, yes, dear lady. We're most gratified with all the assistance you have given. Oh, fuck off, mate. This doesn't make sense. There must have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell this tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. Fuck you. There has been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? No. Can't have been because of the... Come on, Ryunosuke, we have all the clues now. That bottle of water. contains no poison. As I thought, there is no poison in the bottle. What? Why, Ryunosuke? Is it obvious? If there was poison in there, this should be dead by now. Right. Sometimes your unadulterated naivety really astounds me. But sometimes it is in need of a good staining, until it's as dark as your uniform and the ways of the world. What is happening? Oh, is that what this color is supposed to be represent? What? Okay, so I guess what we're saying is that she has the antidote. Hold a second. Did I actually say that those... I mean, unless the route of entry is different. It says, when the poison enters the body through a wound such as that inflicted by a blue pipe dart. So you could argue that drinking it would do nothing, but if it got, like, stabbed into your bloodstream, it would be a concern? I don't know. But she is, I don't know. Well, I mean, okay, I thought it was the cup, but sure, whatever. The culprit did put Carrara poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious? Fool, are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? One by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the courtroom somewhere. It has to be. Let's read through everything one by one. Alright. I'm still confused about the bullet wound to this day. Wait, did I save? Hold up. What about the cup? The cup? What an explanation. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed? Dude, look at my awesome pin. I want to present this one. I might be wrong, but I want to know. He had a tooth out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, wait, but that doesn't... does that mean I just present this, right? I think we're a step ahead now. The answer is this riddle. Is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. That's not a valid explanation. Okay, I fucked up. Around you go again. Oh shit. Practical applications, special characteristics. Can I have a look again, good sir? Give me a second. I didn't pay attention to what part of the book. Characteristics? A wound. What's special? We've been hearing a lot about this Carrara poison. And it left me curious about something. Oh, counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. Right. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey that the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, counsel, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seems a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Carrara enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research, you knew Carrera's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. Now to go in circles about how it's like, oh, but that doesn't mean he died from the poison. You meddling little... Oh my god! Transformation! Rapscallion! Nice. Well, Ryunosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer? All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly... Shut up. So cool. Okay, alright. Don't be rude. I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? You schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce, Carrara is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by acidic natures of the gastric succus. Sure. Oh, yeah, well, of course. Gastric succus? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? That's right. Good gracious. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order in the court, order. Logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes, this Carrara poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. Whoa, what's happening? What is this? Welling up inside of me. What? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. Justice? And more than anything like it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Yeah! Hit him with the objection! I love it. I don't think so, Miss Giselle. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence, as we both know that poison is completely harmless. His medical report. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of Carrera are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Miss Brett, you acknowledged many times in your testimony. What's the time? Oh my god, yes, we're so close. You've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she? Laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. She's gonna hug him. You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. What? I'm just gonna... I like how now that we have like more people on the stand, they're like, yeah, we're gonna have even more shenanigans. Like, people are gonna be talking over each other, people are gonna be thinking, they're gonna be stealing shit from each other. No. I mean, it could just slip. You know, it's crazy because you make it sound like that makes you like you just stopped the investigation of a court case. Like, you're still gonna be arrested. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No, that doesn't mean anything. What is it? What just happened? It's the English woman. She just smashed the bottle. That's pretty cool. What a terrible blunder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from the broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet on my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. Ha 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 ha. That doesn't stop. Fuck you, don't. That doesn't do anything. If anything, you should be arrested. And the other guy should at least be let go. Like, what the fuck? How could you? You weren't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you'd like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle. We have the cup. You. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? I want this to end. Eepy Han, I'm so eepy. Oh, okay. Ah, of course. Referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. What? That's right, really, look at this photograph. It's as clear as day, isn't it? Poor professor was sitting with his back to me. But of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy. No, you killed the victim that day, using Carrara. And then, in order to frame Brianosuke Naruhodo for the crime... I missed it. Before you shot the professor, dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say, and I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Search the Swan. We've been saying this since the beginning. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? No. What do you mean? She's literally actively stopping an investigation. Destroy the evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke. Yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence. It's true. So if there's any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Oh, yeah, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. Oh, please, is this gonna take me back? What I saw her? Every color? Oh my god. Is Kazuma right? Bro, this requires so much, like, memory, though, too. Cool, there's blood on the plate. Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head? Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? I guess so. What? I much prefer having all the evidence at the beginning. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. I got a very important clue. Let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling at me for a while that something feels amiss in the memories of that day. Whatever it could be, the key to arriving at the truth about all of this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's killer must have been his. Okay, alright, listen, this is your memory, it's not evidence, okay? Even if you're like, hey, this is, like, we have, the print we have is fucking, the print we have doesn't have any markings or photos on it whatsoever, so, like, it's not evidence. What is this supposed to be saying? Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Okay, we're getting his witness testimony. Oh yes, what is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore... voices are getting to me, man. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day. Wait a minute, why are you... Shut up. What are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in the photographic print with my own eyes that day. Did you? Did he? Like, what, when you, like, woke up and, like, saw the table and... I don't know, man. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. take a good look at the photograph and the relative positioning of everything here. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have can I just say fucking bullshit of the fucking photo to not notice? Like, what? If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Okay, we don't know the movement of blood in the world. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a spray pattern and stuff, but like, it's not, you don't know. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett, I beg your pardon. This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? Let's go, Hasanaga. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean? Yes, I took the plate. I mean it, I took it, meat and all. I don't care if they call me a crime thief because of it. You did what? I took this. Can you step away from her for a second, mate? Like, just in case she takes the evidence again? Just take a few steps to the left, right? Whatever direction you need to go, you go it, okay? I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. I don't like this guy. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now.
Can I go to bed yet? Fucking hell.
With the fucking quest over, come on, please. Please, it's no need to drag it out any longer. Look at my steak plate. It is amazing. Here's what you ordered, the steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector, the blood man, show the court. No blood? No blood anywhere? But, no, that's impossible. This would be such an interesting case. I saw it, I'm sure of it. There was blood on the side of the plate. Get your fucking forensic people up here. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, that's why, okay. What? I believe we finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. She still obstructed the courtroom. Like, what do you mean? I do promise to do my best to forget all about this when it's over. Sorry. This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Sure. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Was the plate I saw or thought I was just a figment of my imagination? This is it now I've lost. Inosuke. It's not over yet. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Straight lines, people. Alright. Is this gonna go back into... I really hope this goes back into the state. What? What? The coin? What? Why is there... What? What the... What is this? The coin. I think it's a Koban coin, and the hallmark is from the Hoeg era, I believe. No, I don't mean what it is. I mean, what's it doing here? Wait, did you say it was a Hoenn Koban? Yes, apart from the meat juice, it looks to be in good condition. Imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today there's been talk of Hoenn Koban. heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bullion. I don't think you ever will again. Certainly never expect to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era too. That would make it quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices though, look. What are you thinking of eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong idea, the wrong end of the stick about this, right, Nosuke? Okay, alright. I already did it. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There is another clue. Did it get grabbed from a different table? It got grabbed by a different table, so it came from the table of the other dude? Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. Only thing shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Oh yeah. I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. Who fucking cares what you think? I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a firmly, newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, isn't it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Come on. Lift it up, up. Steak. Lift that steak up. Okay, it's showing this again, even though I just did this. Alright, okay. Good gracious, that's... come on. What on earth? A Hoei era one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question. Is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is. I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. Rare Hoei Koban just happened to be hidden underneath a piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Consul. A rare Hoei Koban just happened to be hidden underneath a piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. You don't even have a lawyer job yet. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you to. Come on. You should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. No, I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essentially that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what's it doing under the steak. Oh, come on, mate. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, I'm just trying to get through this. Han, you better stay up. Wait, what? Great Britain is confirmed canon. Truly a tragic turn of events. Wow, what a hot take. This Hoei era, Koban, do you mean to tell me? No, 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 please, why would Korakuta-san's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense. Yes. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. I can't believe this actually came down to the steak. I commented that the two steaks looked different. I said it. I said the two steaks were different, and I don't know why this is still going, but it's like, oh cool, we brought back this guy too. Why does he need to be here? Well, I guess he kind of needs to be here. He's at the table with him. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for a little baby? I do. I know, I do. When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Sure. Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And then cast from this our courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Sute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korakuta-san, but something has come to light that requires your clarification. Wow! Yes, that's it, the one, the very one, the very exact one that it is. The resplendent, splendiferous Hoenn treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. I don't know what the difference is between these two guys. As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool, put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat juices. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Balvin. I do need to drink more water. Sandwich soaking? Seriously? Clearly, I couldn't have fallen there by accident. I am so sleepy. Which means someone must have hidden it there on purpose. Someone concealed my old treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Hey, bitch. Inconceivable. I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. Lacomero is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. There's been a run of similarly executed thefts, targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. I don't know if a theft is a wicked crime, much less from a rich person, but, we wanted to nip the case in the butt quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flesh out the criminal. It seems likely that this little Koban incident is the work of the same thief. This guy who's sweating. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. Unless it's the Koban guy. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Kurakira's son's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the... Well, it's gotta be this guy, because he was sitting across from him, and in my brain he would have picked it up, hid it under the steak, and then the table was left on the steak. And then when the woman... I don't really know how this all connects together, but the woman switched the plates around, maybe, kind of. I wish I had time. It can only be you. Sergeant Iyasanosa. What? How dare you? You monster. monster. I stole that caban, did I? From the master thief. I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet. But it wasn't me, it was Ido. Ido is the mastermind behind all of this. Huh? You would push the blame of your crimes onto your own son, innocent little baby. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant. No, sir. Oh. What the fuck am I watching anymore? What the fuck am I watching anymore? Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iosa Nosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, so... Okay. Cool, arrested for theft. Do any of you know of the extraordinary low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place, and I've heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you're stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there, do reconnaissance for a target, and I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. Well, that's not what I'm worried about. The part I'm worried about is, like, the amount of money he's trying to make from stealing something. Oh, my body. Oh my god. Never mind, I'm too distracted by my pain. Let's keep going. I want to go to bed soon. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang bang. Yes. Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, it'd be finished. I do too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. The steak? Someone would find that while cleaning the dish. What do you mean? That's not gonna help you. That's so stupid. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady. Of course! How rude of us. Can you shut the fuck up, Ouchie? May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed. The theft of the car bomb was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? As for picking up your steak and biting into it without a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Hey, look, that's crazy. That means the two different photos are of two different tables. This one, this photo, is a different photo than this one. Because this one does... Oh no, it does have coloring. Well, that's fine. I thought I was gonna point out the coloring. We'll see. We'll see. Just wait. Oh my god. My body. Maybe I just need to go to bed. No. Fuck you, mate. And good day. Renosuke, what's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite exactly put my word, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. Sorry, what? Didn't she say have a good day? And good day? Except... well, that's the case, don't stand there thinking, make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later. If you don't call out now, it may be too late. The trial will be over. I like seeing all these people lined up. It's really amusing. Wait, Miss Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction? What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Renosuke? I don't know, man. Oh, further back than that. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife or fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposes an undeniable contradiction. That Dr. Wilson is in the chair that she should have been sitting in. Because the steak is closest to that side of the table, which is evident and a part of the whole confusing matter of this, all of this. I think I don't know if it wants either of these or just one of these. What if Brisbet's truths are truly contradictory? Where is the evidence to prove it? Okay, G. Save. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go to bed. We're so close. But we gotta go to bed. Is the point this? There's no cutlery. Oh, there's like bite marks. There's bite marks. Do 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 do. There's bite marks in this one, even though it should have been cut apart. Damn, that is fucking insane. Okay, that's so like weirdly specific. Wait, did I do it right? What's interesting is plate steak that you can see on the victim's table. Steak that Miss Brett has been eating before the professor was killed, yes. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Something about the steak strikes you as very unnatural. Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. God, that's so specific. I could have easily looked over that. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. As what, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman would ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at the steak, in particular the edges where it's been eaten. Nom nom nom. As you can see, there's clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Ah, oh. Ah. Looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't shut up. Oh, what'd you say? As I said, I really must be leaving now. Oh, she's fucking nervous. Of course. There will be all over in the blink of an eye. You'll be put in jail and you will die. I've heard enough, you irritating little bespectacled samurai relic. Oh, of course. My dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the stake have for her. Reynosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Okay. Let me just save again, just in case. The reason why the bloodstainer have something to do with the dispute. Most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Except these teeth mark on the stake are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything. Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the stake here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. God, this is so much lead up. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence. How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence that I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? But just because it hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean the evidence does not exist. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already and you say this evidence is yet to be brought forward. There can't be. Oh, I don't believe you have it. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. What? Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? Wait, it's saying who? Someone owns something that is connected to the stake. Can I look at my evidence, please? Can I look up my evidence, please? Okay, wait, I need to think about this. And then we'll go to bed. Okay, let me just think for a second. Okay. So, someone has something on them that proves. I honestly still think there's probably a gun inside of the lady's hat, in Miss Brett's hat, but I don't have physical proof of that. Okay, so. So, evidence that we know exists but hasn't come out yet. The guy earns the thing, and then the Kuda-san had the cookie, and I just realized there's Susato Makotoba. I don't know. How do we know it's not this guy? What is it insinuating here? Something about the stake and biting into it. This guy biting into the stake? You never know, maybe it was the stake all along. Let's see. Rain's sounding crazy. What the fuck? Okay. I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking. I'm just trying to, like, I'm trying to think about the case, like, holistically. Like, obviously what we're trying to prove, as far as I understand, what we're trying to prove is that the table behind the current character, like, the table in the photo, the one that John is supposedly taking a picture from, is not his table. It's facing from, like, the opposite way than what it was supposed to be. And that's kind of might be demonstrated in the floor plan that we see from Hosonaga, but this seems to be extending further than that, which again I'm a little confused by. 23. I always like looking at the ages. It's just interesting to me. Damn, she's young. Wait, what? Was I right? Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes. I was guessing. I was preparing to, like, reload, I'll be honest. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak, and as well as admitting to stealing Korokuda's son's coin, he told us that he'd slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet, I'm superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Too short. Affirmative, of course. I can't be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I still don't understand how the answer to this is Hosonaga. I'm not brave enough to ask a military gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. But that makes no sense. The plate was taken from the victim's table. Nope. Yet the gentleman doesn't take bites out of his steak, nor does she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes around. You did switch the plates? Oh no. Well, after it happened, Really? When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced that he was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he'd decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. Ah, yes, I always hate it when people inspect your slab of meat. Absolutely. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Come on, buddy. This is weird. Military precision and time I switched my stakes with one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what I did. Unbelievable. However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform, that is all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant. So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's plate and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said you had only taken Miss Brett's stake after the incident, but also the sergeant's. You had taken both. Okay, I definitely don't remember that being something he said. Okay, come on, expose the court. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat can't have the slightest bearing on the case. No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembered seeing. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him quite well. And now the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Barrett. Come on! Just do it, Hosonaga. No more words. I've already talked enough. Alright. I think I'm just gonna have to go to bed. We're so close. But like, we're basically there. If we skip all the dialogue, we'll be there. In 10 minutes. Oh look, there's blood in it. That's so crazy. Oh look, it's cut in half properly. It's clearly visible. Look. Now this makes clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. Oh, it can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. Ugh. That's right, Miss Giselle Brett. It's you. Yeah, hitting the pose. What a man. Oh my god, her swan died. Outdone by a schoolboy. No. No. There we go. I was expecting that to happen like fucking 30 minutes ago, but here we are. That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. Chicken! Alright. I think we defeated her. What the fuck? Alright. That's what happens when you're high on cocaine. Hey look, chickens. Bark, 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 bark. Chicky chicky. It's cute. Was there a crow in there? Birdies! She had a swan on her head. It's totally fine. Swan can have many children. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time to tell the truth what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellence. Oh my god, is this going into more? Alright, I'm going to bed. It's fucking bullshit. This is going unnecessarily long. This is the first case. I didn't get to do any sort of investigating of the premises, and yet for some weird reason, it's still going? Why? What more is there to say? I'm like, yes, she did it. Okay, let's move on. They could have stopped it at the poison and didn't have to break the bottle, but here we are. I'm just, it's just, it'll be fine. We'll do it on, what day is it? I was gonna say we'll do it on Monday. I thought it was Friday. Fuck my life. Alright, we will do this tomorrow because there's Wednesday. But the bottle break is what made the case. Yeah, but they would have had evidence of the poison and it could have just ended there. nice tiny orb. I'll never be in focus. Cool. Alright. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here. Sleep well, my gorgeous wife. I love you, Lily. You're my good wife. I'll be sure to think of you when I'm showing my ticket for validation. Oh, God, you're hot. Really know how to woo a lady. Tiny orb, you sound just like an exhausted hen. Has anyone ever told you that? No, of course not. That can't be the case. Okay, tiny orb is their own individual orb. Okay, it's not me. Not related to me in the slightest. Okay. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you'll have an excellent day today and tomorrow. Okay. I will see you guys all tomorrow for more. It'll be so much fun. Right? Sorry, I'm looking at my clips. Okay. I believe you. Wink wink. Yeah. Okay. Wink wink. Have a wonderful sleep, everybody. Alright, look after yourselves. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? For more of this. For more Ace Attorney, okay? Bye-bye. Good night, everybody.